Welcome back. Today we'll be solving minimum window substring question from LeetCode. This question is in hard category, and I completely agree to this because the question is not that hard to understand, but the solution that I will suggest, or the solution that you'll actually get on LeetCode, is actually difficult to understand. So in this particular question, we are given two strings S and T, and we have to come up with a minimum substring in S that contains all the letters of T. Again, T can have duplicate letters, so be aware of that. In this particular question, B, A, and C is the minimum substring that contains A, B, and C together. And also in note, they have already mentioned that the solution for any of the test case will be unique. So you'll never get a test case where you are getting two equal length substrings with the same solution. So that's cool. Let's see how to solve this question. So first we'll write the edge case. So I'll say if my s dot length is equal to 0, or t dot length equals to 0, then definitely we'll be returning empty string. If not, then we'll use map here. Okay, the first thing we'll do is we'll traverse through all the characters of S and store it in map. So s dot toChar array map dot put char and 0. So one thing to note here is we are actually inserting 0 as value for all the characters in S. Okay, let's move forward and see. So for char t dot toChar array, if my map dot contains key ch, well and good, then I'll say map dot put ch comma map dot get ch plus 1, and if not, then return an empty string. So what we are doing in the second for loop is we are traversing through all the characters of my T, that is A, B, and C, and I'm updating my map by increasing the value. So for this particular key A, I am actually comparing whether my map already contains A or not. If it does not contain, then I'll return an empty string, because I will not be able to find any substring that contains all the alphabets or all the characters of T, right? So once I get that particular key, I'll just update the value by 1. For B, I'll follow the similar step, and for C as well. So now I have map with only these characters values, that is more than 0, while all the characters have values as 0. Now for solving this question, we'll actually use two pointers approach. That is a really common approach, and we have already seen this in many questions. So let's see. This is my start index, which is initially 0, and then I'll lead my minimum length. So here, since we're talking about minimum length, so I'll initialize it by maximum value. In order to make this simple, I'll also initialize my target with t dot length. Okay, now our while loop here. So I'll say I have to traverse through all the characters of end. So while my end is less than s dot caret, oh, not s dot caret, but s dot length. Okay, now I'll say I'll initialize my current char as s dot caret end here. Once I get this current, I'll say if my map dot get current is greater than 0. That means this is the element that we were searching, right? So we'll do target minus minus. In all the cases, we'll just update our map by map.put current, comma, map.get current minus 1. And after this, we'll check while my target is actually is equal to 0. Okay, so I'll compare this loop, or I'll iterate through this loop until my target gets greater than 0. So while my target equals to 0, I'll say if my min length is greater than end minus start plus 1, this means that we have found another new substring. So I'll update my min length with this. So end minus start plus 1, and my start index will be start in this case. Now again we'll check if my map.get, we'll this time check with our start. So we'll say s.caret start. So if my map.get s.caret start is greater than equal to 0, then probably I want my target to increase again, because we have already passed a character which is in A, B, C, or which is in T. So we want to increase our target in that case. And once the target is increased, we again want our map to get updated. So we'll say map.put s.caret start, comma, map.get s. It's a better practice if you actually store this particular character somewhere, but that's okay for now. So this is map.get minus 1. So this is how I'm updating my map again, and this is okay. No, not okay, because my target is equal to 0, then probably I also need my start to increase, right? After this while loop, for our outer while loop, we want our end pointer to increase. Now to return this, let's see. So return, I actually want to check my min length because I've initialized it to integer.max value, remember? So I'll say integer.max value. If my min length is equal to this still, then I'll say I didn't get any substring. If not, then I'll say s.substring with start index and start index plus minimum length. Okay, this is the variable that I actually initialized. So, we don't have to actually return the number of elements in a substring. We have to return the substring itself. That's why here we are using s.substring with start index and start index plus minimum length. And this is the if condition where we are actually updating our start index and the minimum length. So this makes sense. Now let's see if the solution works. I knew it cannot be correct at the first time. So we are actually checking whether they are 0. It looks good. Then we have initialized our map and we have inserted all the characters from S to our map. Now we are traversing through all the characters of T and we are checking if map contains this. So map.put +1. We are increasing the values. Then we have initialized our start and end index. Our start index is 0 and minimum length is integer.max value. Target is t.length. So this is okay. Now while my end is less than s.length, okay, I'm storing my current here. Map.get current is greater than 0. So if this is the case, then target minus minus. This is actually correct, right? So that's good. And then we are updating our current with the new value here. So map.get current -1. Okay. Now I'm checking while my target is equal to 0. So I'm comparing my target. So I want this loop to actually work until my target gets increased. So my minimum length is greater than, if this is true, then I'll update it probably here. And if I'm checking my map.get s.caret start is greater than equal to 0, which is true, then target plus plus. And I'll again update my map as s.caret, oh, not -1, but this time we are actually traversing, we are moving our start pointer ahead, so that's why we have to do +1. Oh, let's see. Okay, this time it actually worked, and let's submit and check. Perfect, right? I mean, this solution is pretty difficult to understand. I do understand it, but I'm pretty sure if you'll practice it and if you'll actually try to review the code again and again, you'll understand it really well. And once you understand it, you'll able to apply the same logic on similar questions. So that will be easy too. Now, if I have to speak of the time complexity, I would say the complexity will be linear, because all we are doing is we are traversing through the element s, or the string s, through two pointers, that is start and end. So in the worst case, the thing will be our both the pointers start and end will traverse through this string twice. So the time complexity will be O of m plus n, where m can be the length of s and n can be the length of t. So again, the time complexity will be O of m plus n. That's it. Hope you like the video, and if you do not forget to like and subscribe.